junkies out there, I invite you to spend some time with me. I'm Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast Show. Hey, and the show does start now. I'm your host, Johnny Allen. This is the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Hope you guys are having a great day out there. Hey, you can check me out on Facebook or YouTube under the same name, the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Today is Thursday, February the 27th. And yes, we're celebrating the 1-year anniversary of this little podcast that I do every Thursday evening. Congratulations to Johnny Allen. Yeah, and you know what? I picked up some new subscribers this week, so thank you again for liking and subscribing. And if you're on Facebook, head over to my YouTube channel and please subscribe. That'd be great, guys. You know, we get up to 100, which isn't much for some people. For me, it's quite a bit for starting off. Get out to the first 100. I said this a long time ago, but I started up, get up to 100 subscribers. First 100 gets coffee mugs, brand new ones. I'm going to start sending them out before then, but kind of waiting on the 100 mark, and I think we're going to get it. 100 subscribers. Head over to the YouTube side and please subscribe. Hey, listen, like I said, Friday, actually tomorrow, guess what? Another celebration besides my 1-year anniversary of this podcast. It is my birthday, so happy birthday to me. You know, hey, I'm not too modest, right? Yeah, I'll be a whopping 56 years old. Hard to believe that the time is going by, like I said, so fast, so fast, so fast, so fast. Just had a wonderful weekend last weekend with my folks. I thank God I still have them. And, you know, God bless my dad. He's 70, almost 78 years old, and he's out there. We're out there splitting wood and cutting and chainsawing and all that stuff, and he's doing great. My mom's hanging in there, too, as well. She's a trooper. Yeah, it just goes by so fast. We talk about the 70s and all that stuff. I jumped in my old car over the weekend. It was nice here in the Midwest, and took the 50-year-old car out for a ride, and there's nothing more pleasurable than that, than doing the simple things and the basics and the nice things in life, because it's nice to get away from a lot of the bad news that we're hearing today, right? We get a lot of bad news every day if we listen to the news, right? Sometimes I don't even listen to news because I just don't want to hear it, you know? But the big talk today, and I'll touch a little bit on it today, guys, if you want to. We'll just go ahead and go for it right now. We're going to talk about this big, bad coronavirus. Now, we hear about this all the time, right? It's been out for a little while. It's taking over the world. It's going to be the doom of the world. The stock market is plummeting. You know, you're losing your money because of this coronavirus. The coronavirus is almost like Godzilla. It's going to destroy everything, right? If you buy into all the media and hype or whatever, that's what you're getting, right? Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't be we shouldn't concern ourselves with it. We should. Should you really be concerned with any virus? Yes. Any virus. Yes. Coronavirus, should we be concerned? Yes. Should we panic with coronavirus now? Not yet. I don't think we're in panic mode, okay? So we shouldn't panic, right? Should not panic. Now, I work in a healthcare facility, so I'm pretty aware of what's going on every day because I work there every day. And really about the only thing we're doing right now is we're stocking up on gloves and we're stocking up on a lot of masks. And the reason why, you're probably thinking, we're getting prepared. Get prepared for the outbreak and it's going to take over the U.S. Not saying it won't, but that's not the reason why we're buying this stuff, gang. The reason why we're stocking up on the mask is not only to be prepared, right? But the main reason is because supply is running low from China using it. So we want to make sure we got all of ours that we can use for everyday things besides the coronavirus. So it's not like you're stocking up because of a big, huge outbreak we predict. We really don't know, but that's the reason why we're getting them, is because we need them we're afraid that we won't get them because of the supply because we depend on China for most of these masks, China and Mexico, right? Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the coronavirus today. Comment below on anything that I talk about on today's podcast. I appreciate it. I do appreciate the likes and subscribes again, especially on the YouTube side. I gained a couple subscribers just this week. And I thank you, Facebook people out there, for going over there and checking it out. I really do appreciate it. So coronavirus, how scared are you guys of it? Is it something you should be really concerned of? Comment below. Should we be concerned for it? And you know what? Another thing, too, is where did it come from? You know, there's a lot of speculation on where the coronavirus came from. I'm sure you guys have heard all this. It's old news by now. But I'm going to tell you something right now, and this is just my humble opinion. But I actually do believe this because it's happened so many times in the past, that the coronavirus was born out of a laboratory in China, probably, more likely China, because that's where it came from. But it was man-made, man-created. Sort of. Man-manipulated, right? So what they do is they pull a coronavirus out of a bat, which a bat has a natural coronavirus, but doesn't really affect humans, right? So if you take that virus and you combine it with a few other viruses, superbugs in the lab, you create a super bug. So why were you doing that in the first place? And it got out. Now, did they mean for it to get out? I don't know. That's a whole nother conspiracy type of show, podcast type thing, okay? I don't know. I don't have time to talk about that. But it got out, nevertheless, and now they're fighting drastically to contain it over there. And it's spread to South Korea now. It's pretty bad there. Japan, Iran, Italy, Austria, and we have at least 14. As of Tuesday of this week, we had 14 confirmed cases in the U.S. So, but is it really that bad? You hear different things. Well, it's really bad, they say, in China, obviously, blah, 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 blah. But I heard today that the common flu, which we get every year, has actually taken more lives than the coronavirus. So if that's true, then it's really no different than the common flu. Now, where I disagree with that is it seems like it spreads easier than the common flu. But should we panic? Comment below. Should we panic about it? Should the stock market crash because of that? And here's the thing, too, guys. Tell me this. How does the virus shouldn't have anything to do with the stock market anyway, right? And you're thinking, well, the reason why, John, is because China's had to slow down production because over there, their goods and everything is, they're closing down factories for a while and blah, 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 because of the coronavirus and all this stuff. And I get all that. And we get a lot of stocks from, and a lot of goods from overseas and other places besides the U.S. I get all that stuff. Okay, but here's my whole point. We shouldn't depend on one country to control the stock market in the first place, right? We really shouldn't. And when they get into panic mode, they have a tendency to do wacky stuff like that. Oh, we're panicking, so sell out, and stock's going to go down because China's not doing anything because they're fighting the coronavirus over there. Okay, we shouldn't panic like that. We should stay calm and carry on, like they did in Britain during World War II. Stay calm and carry on, people. That's really what it is. And the coronavirus over here, right? Okay, how bad is it going to get? We really don't know. We won't know for a while. Could it spread quite a bit? Yeah, probably would. Should we panic? No. Should we be concerned? Yes. Panic? No. Concerned? Yes. Panic? No. That's my thought on it, and that's what I've been hearing from the experts, or the so-called experts. But my whole thing is, like I said earlier, okay, it started in the lab. Okay, here's where I'm going with the podcast here today, guys. We got the coronavirus. We got pollution. We got all these things that are man-made. Coronavirus, superbugs. So why are they doing that in the first place? So should man really be jacking with Mother Nature? Comment below. Should we be screwing around with Mother Nature? Do we think that we're actually better than the Creator if you believe in God or Mother Nature? Or do you think that we can improve on what's already been placed here on this planet for us? With anything. We try to modify corn. We genetically modify corn because we got to make it better. And we got to do this, and we got to do that, and we got to make these super bugs, and we got to create nuclear weapons to destroy things. The only reason why they make these bugs, these super viruses, and all this stuff. There's only one reason why they jack with that, guys. The reason why they do it. Why would you make a virus that's going to kill people? Well, because that's just it. They want to kill people, right? We have such things as bioweapons, and these countries, including our own, rather here. We created bioweaponry, right? And then we got nukes, and we got all these things that could just devastate the human race, right? My whole thing with this is why? Why should we do that? Why? Why do we need to do that? Why do we need to disrupt Mother Nature? Why do we need to disrupt all these things that have been placed here for us? Comment below if you have anything. Chime in on that. If you have your coffee, I suggest get it out right now. I got the Maxwell House today. We're going to have a little sip. The Java is pretty good today. Yeah, the Maxwell House is going down. Good to the last drop. Maxwell House, right? Not bad. Old school stuff. But really, why should we jack with Mother Nature? We get in these labs, we experiment with all this stuff. We, like I said, we combine these viruses. You know what? And it got out. I don't know if it got out on purpose. Probably not. But guess what? It got out, and now they're fighting like hell to try to contain it. So that's what we do: is we create these monsters, and then we're like, oh my gosh, we got this monster now. How do we get rid of it? And then we fight like hell to get rid of the monster. So why create the monster in the first place? And you know, it's not just viruses or the pollution that we're creating, and I'm talking about the human society, human race. Uh, I'm talking about society too, society in general. The way society acts today. We've created a monster with society. Nowadays, anything goes. You can't say anything. You can't say anything bad or state your opinion. I don't want you to say anything bad, really, because it's not good to say things that are bad. But you can't state an opinion if you have an opinion or all these things, because anything goes. And freedom is good, and respecting people is good, and loving people is good. I get all that stuff. But are we really better than the way the system, Mother Nature, has things set up for us? I question that. So are we really, in a sense, trying to play God? If you believe in God, maybe the people that don't believe in God feel like they are God and can make things better than what Mother Nature's already created for us, right? In society, we have all these complexities now. I'm noticing, like I said, I'm going to be 56 in February. I've seen a lot of changes just in my 56 years here on the planet. And back in the day, in the 70s and stuff, a lot of times things were a lot easier. And I discuss this with all the people that are my age generation. The 70s was a good time. It's not that we didn't, we had bad times throughout the history of civilization, right? We've had a lot of weirdness and ups and downs, but we haven't had like these things that are man-made that are really devastating that we do today, like, for example, nuclear weapons and bio weapons engineering and all these things, and the pollution. The cancer rate has gone up, like I talked about too, a lot. It's spiked a lot, and I do believe that's because of environment. I honestly believe it's because of environment. It's what we've done and put in the environment. And we just need to refocus on what we're doing as a human race. And like I said, the society thing too. I mean, back in the day, guys, listen, I don't try to be too political because it's not a really political show. I'm not trying to be like majorly politically correct either. And to me, political correctness, what is that exactly? What is that term, political correctness? Basically, we just have opinions. Okay, back in the day, for restrooms, for instance, restrooms was a hot issue not too long ago. The restroom thing, right? Okay, back in the 70s, for instance, and even 80s, this subject was never even brought up. It's just crazy things I think about. Back in the day, you had a men's restroom and you had a women's restroom. And you had a women's restroom. Men went into men's and women went into women's. Nowadays, you got a men's, women's, and somewhere in betweens. I don't know. Food for thought. I don't know. People say, well, times have changed, John, and that's just the way things are. But really, are we doing things for the better? I saw on the news the other day this beautiful woman. I don't know where she was from. Beautiful woman. You guys might have seen it too. And I don't have anything against tattoos because I have one myself. But this beautiful young lady was tattooed her whole body completely. And the only reason why, because she's like in a bikini and it showed her whole tattoos. All over her entire body. Even her face. Like I said, I don't have anything against tattoos. But she tattooed her whole body. But here is the craziness of this story. She even tattooed her eyes. Like, not actually around her eyes, but her actual pupils of her eyes. She inked her white of her eyes. And it caused her to go blind. Have you guys seen this story? If you have, comment below. That blew me away, folks. Who does that? It's one thing to throw a couple tattoos on you. But to tattoo your entire body to where you don't even see hardly any of your skin and your face and your eyes. And she went blind from it. Which, duh, you're going to, right? But her comment was like, it was worth going blind to change the color of my eyes. Now, come on, guys, comment below. Who does that? I love my eyes. I love to be able to see. I think I would be horrified if I went blind. Nothing against blind people, but that would be a hell of an adjustment not to be able to see anymore. And to think that I'm purposely going to just ink my eyes and I know I'm going to go blind from it because I just don't like the way my pupils look because they're white and I want them green or whatever. You guys see where I'm going with this? We're not satisfied with what Mother Nature has provided for us in the first place. We should be satisfied how we are, how we're born, how we look. Okay? Now, if you got a really bad deformity or something like that, I see maybe getting a little plastic surgery or something like that. But doing things drastic to your body like that, and that causes you to go blind, for instance, that to me is that's just mind-boggling. Who does that, right? Do you really think we're better than Mother Nature? Like I said, we're goofing around with the corn, we're bioengineering, we're doing this, doing that. And people say, well, we got to do that, John. We got to bioengineer because if we don't, we're not going to be able to feed the planet and blah, blah, blah. And I call bullshit on that. I mean, I hate to cuss, but really, it's BS, people. I feel like we could feed the world and we could do all these things without bioengineering all this stuff. And they're finding out now. Back in the day, there wasn't allergic to this, allergic to that. It wasn't, a thing with glutens and all these things. And all of a sudden, these things are popping up, like the coronavirus, coming up from nowhere. What? Now, we've had plagues and stuff like that before. I know we had the Black Plague way, way back in the day, and it was caused by rats, right? And it wiped out a lot of people. Okay, I get that, okay? We've had these diseases. But let's concentrate, and I have nothing against science and progress. But let's take the science and progress and turn it into a positive. Let's don't create weapons of mass destruction with it. Let's create ways to cure. Because like I said, we create these weapons and we experiment with all these things, and then it backfires on us like coronavirus, and then we got to try to figure out how we fix it. And now we're cramming to fix it. Why do we keep, like I said, here's the whole, really the whole emphasis of my podcast today, is why are we jacking with Mother Nature? We should be happy with who we are, what we are, how things are already made. Are we really better than the Creator? God or Mother Nature, whatever you believe. Okay? Can we do it better? Comment below. As a human race, can we do these things better? Can we make better crops, better, can we really, destroy the land and make buildings, and that's going to be better than, what nature put on there and put on the planet to begin with? Should we really mess with viruses and mix them and create all this stuff? Should we really all do all that? The social thing, like I talked about the woman with the tattoos, and all these things. Should we mess with Mother Nature? Comment below. I don't think we should. Okay. Anyway, that's the coronavirus. I really don't think. I'm hoping anyway. I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't become a big issue. I feel like it won't. But like I said, we'll see. I don't know for sure. No one knows for sure. Right? But should we freak out over it? No. Just try to stay healthy as you can. Get some good exercise, eat the right foods, try to get the best naturally not goofed with foods that you can, if you can. It's hard to find stuff that's totally natural these days. It doesn't have something on it that is man-made. Try to eat as healthy as you can, get lots of rest, keep your immune system pumped up as best as you can. And you try to fight off all these weird bugs that pop out of nowhere, right? Or do they pop out of nowhere? I honestly do think that it slipped out from China guys, a man-made thing that didn't supposed to get out, and it did. Now they're had to fight this stuff. We always get ourselves in a trick bag as a human society. We put ourselves in these trick bags. Now, if a volcano goes off or something like that, this Mother Nature man-made, or Mother Nature naturally, we don't have no control of that. It's not man-made, rather. We have no control of that, right? We don't. And that's something we got to kind of work on. But let's focus all our energies on that in case that scenario happens, or a comet hits, or something like that. Just anyway, comment below. Hey, I'm thankful to have a year down on the show. I'd look to be having guests on soon. We're going to upgrade the equipment, and it's just a matter of a couple months where we upgrade the equipment. They're going to have some guests on here. That'll be fun, too. Thanks again for liking and subscribing, and like I said, if you're on the Facebook, please jump over to my YouTube side and hit that subscribe button. Log into your YouTube. Log into YouTube. You should, create a login anyway, right? And get in there and hit the subscribe button. Then you get the notification. But usually I'm on every Thursday at 7 o'clock if you don't want to do that. So just appreciate the participation today and all that. Let me know what kind of coffee you guys like. I've been asking you for a while. We get a little bit of comments once in a while on that. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. But anyway, I really do like the coffee. And one thing I like to add about coffee too, my wife just told me that she had heard, is that from one of these naturalist people on YouTube, Because there is a big movement right now for everybody to go back to basics. A lot of young people are wanting to go out. Talked about this before. They're wanting to get out in the woods. They want to get a farm. They're wanting to grow things organically and blah, 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 right? So she subscribed to one of these gals, and she said, you know what? I used to really love enjoying coffee all the time, but it's the most sprayed plant bean. The coffee beans are sprayed more with pesticides than any other plant out there. And I'm thinking, geez, that's great. I love coffee, and I'm digesting a bunch of poison, It's just crazy. I just want to get natural stuff, natural things, guys. Leave things natural. Leave things the way nature intended. Is what I'm saying. Really, at the end of the day, the bottom of the nutshell, whatever you want to call it. Let's just leave Mother Nature work the way it's supposed to. We have a tendency to think, okay, we're smart and blah blah blah. Let's do this. You ever notice that someone and I got friends that are biologists, so nothing against them. But and it's not for I'm not saying this about everybody, right? I'm not putting everybody into this little box and saying they're all like this. But a lot of times, the more intelligent or the smarter that these people are, actually the dumber they are. And I'm talking about these people that create, get in the lab and create these super viruses. Okay, you're smart enough to create this monster that's taking out thousands of people or whatever, hundreds of people. But are you really that smart? Because why would you do it in the first place? Like I said, you just wonder what's really going on, right? I don't think we should mess with Mother Nature. The old saying is don't mess with Mother Nature. It's so true. We shouldn't screw with what's already been placed here for us. It's really a pretty good setup. I mean, I don't think we can improve too much more on it. So you're going to destroy all the trees. I don't want to sound like an environmentalist, but it's true. You're going to destroy all these trees. You're going to take out a field. You're going to do all these things, destroy habitat. People bitch, around here. Well, the coyotes, man, are getting in my fence and they're killing our dogs and killing our cats and all this stuff. Well, listen, folks, come on. Or, I'm jogging in California and the mountain lion attacked me. And, I'm jogging. Where are you jogging? I'm jogging up in the mountains. Okay, come on. All right, think about it. We are encroaching on these animals' environment. Human beings. We're destroying their forest, their habitat. Where are they going to go? We just keep building after building. Where I live here, they're just like building and building and building and building. It was fairly quiet, and it was like, it's nice, it's still nice, whatever. But it's like anything that's nice, they just got to destroy it. And, okay, we got to make it nicer, okay? There was a real nice couple trees there and a nice little field, nice little grassy area for people to hang out. You know what? I don't really want that. I'm going to make apartments and townhouses so people can come. It's all about money and blah, blah, blah. And I know all that. It's a whole new podcast. But really, do we need to jack with Mother Nature? That's the whole thing about my podcast today, jacking with Mother Nature. Should we do that? We got an election coming up. I'm not a political show. We got an election coming up. We got to be careful about who we put in the White House, too. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think any of them are really that great. We don't have anybody running on the Democrat or Republican side, Trump, or that are really just fantastic to blow my doors away. Now, these young people like Bernie Sanders, I'm going to kind of end in this note. But really, and they think he's great. He's going to offer all this free stuff and everything. But listen, to me, Bernie is scary politically. And the reason why, really research where he's been, what he wants, read between the lines. And if you're thinking about going for Bernie, I'm not saying you can't vote for the Democrat. But rethink Bernie a little bit. It's kind of scary. And people argue with me about that. But really, you got to really think about this stuff. If it sounds too good to be true, people, guess what? It really is. If it sounds too good to be true, it is. They're all going to promise you this stuff, and they're not going to keep it. So pick the lesser of the two evils, I can say. Like I said, we really don't have the choices I'd like to have on either side. And as far as politically standing goes, I've split my ticket. I don't go with strictly Republican or strictly Democrat. I'm not that way. I vote for the person I feel like does the best. That can do the best for the people, being you, the people. That's it. Anyway, just be careful with Bernie, though. I mean, wow. Okay, if you got to go to, if you're a Democrat, rather, I like the woman, not Elizabeth Warren. I don't care for her too much, but the other gal, and if I get the name, I'll list it. She's pretty decent, from what I've heard. I've heard her in a few interviews. Sounds like she's kind of got it going on, got some common sense. So if you're a diehard Democrat, got to go that way. Rethink Bernie and think this woman here. I forget her name. If you're a Democrat, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's what I want to go with is on the political stuff. But really, thanks for liking and subscribing again, and listen to me for 30 minutes every Thursday evening around 7 o'clock. Happy birthday to me again on tomorrow. Hard to believe. The coronavirus, are you scared of it or not? Should we freak out? Should we panic? Should you sell off all your stocks and all your money and throw in the towel because it's the end of the world? I don't think so. Just be careful. Be smart out there. Be safe. Respect people. Don't jack with Mother Nature, okay? Don't do that. Let's just kind of go with what we have. Be happy with who you are. Don't tattoo your whole body up and tattoo your pupils when you're a beautiful woman just because you don't like the color of the white in there and go blind from it. I mean that's an extreme example, but this really did happen, and I can't believe someone actually does that. I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's just weird. Be happy with who you are. Why do you have to deform yourself? And like I said, I don't have anything against tattoos. I have one here. But, we just got to be happy with who you are. Be happy with, who you are, basically. Don't distort your body like that. To me, it's just insane. I don't know. To do your eyes and make yourself create blindness. And say, you know what, it was worth it because I just didn't like the whites in my pupils, so I want to turn them green. It's insane, people. I don't know. It's just insane. I got the winter beard going here. I'm noticing this guy, so it's about time to trim that down a little bit. Hey, anyway, I'm Johnny Allen. Thanks for liking and subscribing and chiming in today. I do enjoy the camaraderie. It's not all doom and gloom out there, guys. Let's just live a happy, prosperous, as much as possible, peaceful, content life. I did have a video that I shot on my cell phone about with me walking in the woods. I talk a little bit more about weight on the shoulders thing. I will put it up on my YouTube channel. I'll put it up on the Facebook side as well. So anyway, take it easy, guys. We'll see you next week on the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. It'll be March 2020. Keeps on marching down. No pun intended. Keeps on marching. Time just keeps on marching. We're into March next week. And like I said, don't be scared of the coronavirus. All right? Just live your life. Just be smart. Live your life. See you next week.